Despite backlash from Trump administration officials, they are unfazed. They actually released this bonus clip on Twitter last night, poking fun at DHS Secretary Kristi Noem's past puppy-killing scandal. At first, Noem was in on the joke. She and ICE used the show as a recruitment push on social media, but it was fun until it wasn't.
It's so lazy to just constantly make fun of women for how they look. Only the liberals and the extremists do that. If they wanted to criticize my job, go ahead and do that, but clearly they can't. They just pick something petty like that.
Too serious. You know what I'm saying?
Vice President J.D. Vance took a slightly different approach. Instead of being the butt of the joke, sharing his South Park moment, saying, "I finally made it." Bring back the group chat. This is a story that crosses over with several things we're talking about today. But Noem, out of all the things they sort of accused her of in the way that they're running ICE, she actually picked up on how they depicted her physically, sort of showing her face melting and all this stuff. And that's where she was like, come on, give me a break.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, South Park is something that has been fun and making fun of people for, I don't know how many years, 20 years. But I actually was a little surprised that was her reaction because she's tough. I mean, she's taken criticism forever. And I don't actually look at it as a woman issue. I just look at it as they're just making fun of everybody. I mean, the dog thing was a little bit worse.
But are they particularly tough on this administration? It feels like once these guys kind of landed their contract and they felt safe enough to not be sued, they're saying whatever they want.
I remember even under my days in the Bush administration, they would crucify him about making him, sound dumb and everything else. So I don't know. I think this is what they do. I'm sure, I don't know what they did with Biden, but they probably had clips of him falling asleep.
Okay, this is a clip of them chasing down people in heaven. John, what do you see? And how, this is very specific criticism.
Maybe this, in the industry, we call it giving them lots of material to work with here over at this administration. So, I think they're talking about the absurdities of what we've been seeing, and that's what I was thinking about. Earlier we were talking about, what does this all mean? And I think that it draws attention to something that's a little absurd. Like I've said on this program, and I will say it again, there's real peoples out there that are living with lots of anxiety, and if they were just going and locking up bad people and looking at criminals, we would all be in, but there's lots of innocent folks, whether it's Dora the Explorer or others, that they're just messing with.
Go ahead.
I also think some of this is sort of historically with fascists, with authoritarians, they want to be called evil. The thing that actually gets under their skin is being laughed at. And I think what you're seeing with this administration, sort of top to bottom, is the thing that they are having the hardest time facing criticism-wise is being laughed at. And that's why Trump is going after Colbert. That's why ICE and Kristi Noem and South Park seems like such a sort of high-stakes feud, precisely because they hate.
And for me, what's interesting is that this is the audience they've always been going after. When we look at the changes that ICE is making in its hiring policy, they're now offering recruits as young as 18 the option to come in, kind of changing their age cap. They've got a $50,000 signing bonus, $60,000 student loan repayment. But what I hear in South Park and what I see in podcasting manosphere land is they're not talking about ICE in a positive way.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the social media clips that we're seeing shared that, again, dominate the media consumption for that demographic, which is
lots of local police officers and sheriff's departments right now that are really having a lot of anxiety as well because they're losing recruits because they're recruiting them away because it's more.
What I want to watch is does 50% of the country stop following South Park because
to that. It was just a different 50% before.
Exactly. I mean, so that'll be interesting to see if they lose viewership. But listen, I think the more going back to this, the more that you react to it, the more they're going to make fun of you. That's just what South Park does.
But yeah, that was my reaction to it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing going to change. South Park will still be getting money. You know what I'm saying? They talk about everybody, man. Ain't no big deal. People ain't going to be talking about this in a couple of weeks or a couple of days or so. But I'm out, man. Peace.